Hi there, guys. Today I'll be reviewing one fragrance from Indian house called, I think, Layer, most probably, and it's a short line, Layer Short, most probably. And this fragrance is called Savage. This is a very inexpensive perfume. I'm not sure if it's going to be around in your area, but it was kind of surprising, when I tried it. I just thought the box looked nice, the coloration and everything. So I got it a few days back, and I thought I'll just buy to review. So it's a very inexpensive fragrance. The price point of this perfume is, I think, $15 I paid. Yeah, not more than $15 or maybe less. Okay, maybe different countries, different prices. Okay, so very affordable perfume with 100 ml juice level and EDP concentration. And this I have tested it thoroughly just to be sure. It reminds me of something very, very expensive. Okay, so we'll talk about that. I'll let you know the smell of it. I don't have any nose breakdown. I haven't tried the others from this line, but I think there are quite a few. Okay, so perhaps this is for unisex or for men, I'm not sure, but let's see. So the packaging looks like this. The box kind of gives you that idea, like this what the silhouette of the bottle, and looks like Hugo Boss bottle. Hugo Boss the scent Private Accord, that coloration. And the side, it just has some information. Okay, and both side you have that image of that bottle, and then the base looks like that. And the bottle is actually a pretty basic looking bottle. These are like, you can see in Middle Eastern houses you'll find these bottles kind of got this like a dark brown color and fades a little bit down, heavy glass base. And the cap, it's not very premium, kind of cheap actually. It's very, very light plastic cap. Atomizer, good, small bursts but kind of smooth. So this one is on the paper already. Yeah, I can smell it. Let's spray a little bit of the juice again, just to bring back the opening. So leave it here. So let this settle down and let me tell you why I decided to get it. When I sprayed it, I do not know the notes breakdown, right? And from the bottle, I kind of thought, like, could be a Fahrenheit dupe, like take on Fahrenheit, but it's not exactly that. There's definitely leather. There's definitely sort of this petroleum vibe. At the same time, it gave me a booziness, okay, and then some spices. So I was trying to put these things together. It also has kind of like a dry leather feel, like a synthetic dry leather. And I was thinking, like, I smelled this DNA before, but where? Not Fahrenheit. Okay, I do have Fahrenheit, and I do love Fahrenheit a lot. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Dior, but it's not a dupe of that. And when I smell it, let's smell the paper. When I smell it, it's like kind of like an apple up top, a little bit fruitiness as well. Not as smoky, not as petroleum-like, but definitely has that fruity uh, Fahrenheit feel, how Ferrari Vumo used to be. Okay, then the dry down after 1 hour, it hit me that I smelled this DNA before, and that was something like a fragrance, very expensive niche house called Unique E Luxury, and the fragrance is called Kutay. And Kutay I had, I think maybe, when did I have Kutay? I had Kutay in last year perhaps, and that fragrance was really, really nice. Okay, like I would say boozy, very heavy and thick fragrance, but honestly speaking, that was too heavy for all year round. Most probably it was good for winter only. Then I had another one, like I reviewed, I think, Pardon or Nasemato Baraonda. Baraonda, not Pardon. Baraonda. Baraonda was similar to also Unique Luxury Scute. And they're very heavy whiskey smell and very raw whiskey, not the sweet kind. It's like literal whiskey, like the real whiskey feel minus the sweetness. So this thing reminds me of both those fragrances, but on a very synthetic, cheap level. But at this price point, if you're asking for Kute quality, so that would be funny, because Kute costs like $200 near. This is like $15 or less, maybe even $10. So from that perspective, longevity is very impressive on my skin. I mean, from this, even though it was very faint after 3 to 4 hours, but I got like a very decent 5 hours and half. You can say I could smell, like, after 5.5 hours I could still smell some it, but very distant dry down. So impressive. The performance impressive. I think how many sprays you can go, 4 to 5 if you're going outdoors. Indoors maybe you go 2 to 3. Okay. And seasons, I definitely mentioned, I would definitely say this is a cold weather fragrance. I do not see people wearing this, even though there's this apple note, sweet citrusy apple in the opening. It's kind of juicy, but it becomes, as time progresses, it becomes, um, I would say, little bit of a dark, smoky, leathery, boozy fragrance, which is very nice for colder months. So, oh man, I didn't notice one thing. Just now I was looking at it, and I think one of my G-Shocks ran out of battery. Ah man, sorry. I think I'll remove it because it's not nice, but I have to change the battery. I think, okay, anyway, never mind. So let's put it here. Okay, you go there with your buddies. Okay, so this is a very nice cheap fragrance. Cheap fragrance means the price tag is very cheap, but the feel from this perfume is very nice, and the dry down is pretty decent actually. So I have another fragrance which reminds me of Kutay, and I say this is a sweeter take, like Wildstone whiskey. It's also another Indian brand, but now their quality is so good. So if I compare them side by side, I have Wildstone here. This is way superior. This one has so much more sweetness, and I think it's a more playful version of Kute. Out of these two, I think this is more playful, sexy, like safe if there is a way. And this fragrance also lasts a very long time. I think this one will beat the performance of the layer shot. And the Wildstone, I think, is a bit cheaper than, or maybe the same price as the layer shot Savage. Okay, so the name is kind of funny. Some of you may think it could be a Dior Sauvage clone, but it's not. So out of the two, I prefer Wildstone whiskey. It's one of my favorite affordable perfumes, and I think out of the whole line, this one stands out like a lot. So if you smell them side by side, I think the Wildstone is much sweeter. This is much more boozier on the dry down and with the added leather and pit pepper. So overall, it's not a blind buy worthy even though it's cheap. You give it a try. If you see it somewhere, give it a try and walk around for a while, see how long it lasts. In the colder months, it stands up pretty well. So overall, if this was a $20-$25, I would say, oh, synthetic, oh, it's not as beast mode. I would say, oh, maybe stuff like it smells kind of, opening it kind of smells like, headache inducing, but I would not say those things, okay? Because that price point, this is actually a very surprising thing that you get 100 ml. And, other companies, if they make it like Rasasi, Armov, they would charge to $25 at least about this kind of a juice. So from that perspective, the price point is thumbs up, okay? And the smell, I really like this. I really like it, but not many people, I'm sure, will say the same like me. But if you like the description, like, what I described it, if you like leather, if you like booze, if you like pepper, if you like smoky, in the end, it's kind of like the raw leather smell. If you like that idea, like CH-Pen Privé dry down, you can give it a try, okay? My rating on this, based on the price point and the longevity and everything, I give this fragrance 8.7 out of 10. Really good budget perfume, and I was just happy to pick it up. So check it out. Do not blind buy anything though, even though it's cheap. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Let me do a few more videos, then I'll upload side by side, and you can watch hopefully within an hour. Take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.